What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Wise Guy Digest, episode 11, the final episode of 2016. Hope all you guys had a wonderful Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, all that. Happy holidays to all of you guys. Hope you and your loved ones enjoyed it. Now, let's go ahead and just dive right in because with the final episode, we're going to try to run right through it. I know a lot of you guys are still busy in preparations for the last holiday of the year, which is New Year's. New Year's Eve is coming, and it's on the weekend, which makes it even better for a lot of us because, for a lot of us, it usually falls in the middle of the week, and we tend to have to work, although there's still people who are going to have to work. Do you guys just know that I feel you? I know how it is, but it's always better when it's on a weekend because a lot of us don't have to work. Like me in particular, I do have to work New Year's Eve, but I get off early, and I'm always off on Sundays, so that just makes it awesome because I can get as fucked up as I want to and not have to worry about waking up, as opposed to, say, had it fell on well, no, because I guess if my job would have closed New Year's Day, I would hope they would have. It's a good question because I don't remember them closing last year on New Year's Day. Then again, they may have. If it's federal holiday, my job they close on federal holidays. So yeah, I would have had the day off. But just imagine having to get up and go to work after being so fucked up and hungover. Woo! I've done that before, so it ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. Anyway, hope you guys are safe and have a fun New Year's Eve. Don't overdo it. If you do, make sure you're someplace where you're safe and protected by people who are going to watch out for you. Because that's always a big thing. So much can happen on that night. You don't want anything tragic to happen. Um, just be good, be safe. That's all I can say. I hope for the best for all of you guys. And, enjoy, but be safe and be good. Anyway, so uh, see which order should we go in this week? Because Wise Guy Gaming, Sports, and Entertainment on the Wise Guy Digest, we always discuss at least one of each subject, a topic on each subject. I'm just getting all discombobulated. It's the day after Christmas, people. I'm tired. I've been doing a lot of stuff. I'm trying to get in as many of these recordings as I can so that I can chill for the rest of the week and just not have to worry about catching up on this stuff. But for each of those subjects, we have a topic, usually on Wise Guy Gaming, Wise Guy Digest. Shit, I'm just messing up. And so let's start with the sports first. First of all, Terry Bradshaw is becoming a bigger idiot than he claims he is. I don't know what's wrong with that guy. Maybe I'm overseeing things, but I've talked to other people and they've agreed with me that he seems to be kind of dipping into a state of dementia. Some of the things he say, he just he's just sounding like he's losing it. Like, age and all of those hits on the field starting to catch up with him. And I think a lot of us truly believe that to be true now because of what he said about his former team's current coach. So he went on Fox Sports and said that he didn't think that Mike Tomlin was a good coach. He doesn't understand why people think he's a great coach. As far as he's concerned, he doesn't think Mike Tomlin does much of anything. That's pretty much exactly what he said. He said that he doesn't seem to be much of a coach to him. He seems to be more of a cheerleader, and he doesn't understand what it is that he exactly does to make people think he's great, which confused the people who were interviewing him on Fox Sports a little, and confused, of course, the players of the Steelers and some of the fans because Mike Tomlin has done an exceptional job in his how long he's been with them now? About 10 years. 10 years. This is the 10th year, I believe. The fastest coach to 100 wins in the history of the NFL. So That's a major accomplishment for a cheerleader to be doing. His career record is 102-57. I think he's only missed the playoffs 3 times in his tenure. He's been to the Super Bowl twice. He's won one. Now, I do know he hasn't won 4 like Chuck Noll, the great Chuck Noll that Terry Bradshaw played for, but okay. There's only a couple of coaches who've actually won 4 Super Bowls that we know of. So I don't think we're necessarily putting him in that air. Although I hate to say this, Pittsburgh fans, but you can make a case for how Tomlin and Cowher have been more consistent from start to finish than No, because in those final years throughout the 80s, Pittsburgh, they competed, but they weren't as good as they were back in the late 60s and 70s. He was still a good coach, but the teams didn't perform that as well as they did back. I mean, that was a once-in-a-lifetime type of team, and he never could recapture the steel curtain, the offensive depth that he had back then as far as the skill positions like his receivers that he had, Stallworth and Swan, Franco Harris, that offensive line with Jack Ham. It was ridiculous. Actually, the defensive line, Mean Joe Green. I was thinking, yeah. I'm trying to figure out. And sorry, Jack Ham was a linebacker. Who am I thinking about? Their center for the Steelers, Pittsburgh Steelers. I said Jack Ham, and he was a linebacker. Forgive me, Steelers fan. But that offensive line was great. The defense was fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I don't understand where he was coming from for that. But I mean, if Mike Tomlin is a cheerleader, then I need for the Redskins to get that. I need them to get a cheerleader like Mike Tomlin. That's the greatest cheerleader ever in sports, hands down. He not only needs to be in the Cheerleader Hall of Fame, but he needs to be in the NFL Hall of Fame for being the greatest cheerleader ever to stand on the sideline. A cheerleader with 102 wins, people. The guy has done an excellent job. And I don't know. And that great win they had against their rivals after losing 5 straight to Baltimore, how they, had that dramatic win. He cheered his ass off, didn't he? I don't get it. But hey, Bradshaw knows what he's talking about. Anyway, speaking of the Redskins, so a playoff situation. The playoff is a mess. Although I think the AFC is just a little bit more clearly defined now that sadly Denver lost, and we now have a season in which the previous 2 Super Bowl teams are neither of them are going to make the playoffs this year, which is kind of fucked up. Kind of fucked up, ain't it, people? And of course, it's happened before. It's not like it's the first time. I think it happened really recent too. I believe I can't remember the 2 teams that it was, but it's not like it hasn't happened in recent history. It's not that rare of a thing, but yeah, no Panthers, no Broncos. Instead, we are going to be able to crown a new Super Bowl champ. When was the last time someone repeated in the Super Bowl? That's a good question too. I can't remember the last time we've had a back-to-back Super Bowl winner. But yeah, so playoff picture. We in the NFC, we know the Cowboys, the Giants, the Falcons are in. Seattle is in because they win the division. Because Arizona, even though Arizona beat them, Seattle's going to finish fine. So they're the fourth seed. They're pretty much locked as the fourth seed. No, they could be as high as the third seed because if Detroit loses, Detroit's in a tie with Green Bay, which leads their final game as do or die. If Green Bay wins, they're in. Detroit wins, they're in. And whoever loses is out. Because if the Redskins win, then the Redskins are in. But if the Redskins lose, then fuck it. The Green Bay Detroit game becomes a play for Tampa Bay to possibly sneak in, I think, if one of them lose. So I think that gives Tampa Bay a slight chance, although they may be out of it by losing to New Orleans. I'm not necessarily sure, but I do believe like if Dallas beats Detroit today, then if the Redskins lose, and then either it doesn't matter between Green Bay and Detroit who loses, I think Tampa Bay jumps up in there. It's a very confusing thing. It's so many possibilities that's going on scenarios. All I know is, as far as I'm concerned, my team has no prayer because we're pretty much at a point where Detroit and Green Bay, one of them is guaranteed 10 wins. We have to beat the Giants. We can. The Giants could rest people. But I don't know. I just don't have faith. Again, Dallas has to beat Detroit. If Detroit wins, then Detroit also has to beat Green Bay. And we can't lose. Because if we lose, we open the gates for Tampa Bay if Tampa Bay wins. No, actually, we're in. Tampa Bay can't catch us, even if we lose. That half a game is the thing that's fucking me up. Tampa Bay will be 9-7. We'll be 8-7. No, Tampa Bay will be in. We can't have a seventh loss. We can only end with 6 losses. We have to have the 9 wins because that half game. It's just the fucking fuckery. I'm so confused now. I'm sure I just confused you guys. Please look it up. There are plenty of people who wrote the scenarios. As you can see, it's driving me crazy. So the NFC is a fucking shit show. We just have to wait until they tell us what happens. AFC is a little more clear, thanks to Denver losing, Miami's in, New England's in, Pittsburgh won the division, they're in, Houston's in, Oakland's in, Kansas City's in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. AFC's done. The Broncos cleared up all last weekend scenarios, so pretty much all the AFC teams that are in the playoffs, they could pack it in and bullshit themselves as much as they want. It's kind of crazy that Houston could still be 9-7, Tennessee could be 9-7, but fuck it, Houston's got it because of that win last week. So they win. They got the conference. They're 5-0 in the conference. So even if they do lose, they still got the best conference record. So they beat that tiebreaker. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in the AFC because a lot of people think New England is a clear front runner. One of their biggest threats, Oakland, is missing their quarterback. Derek Carr breaking his leg. Worse of luck for the Raiders. Raiders fans, you guys, oh my God. In a year where you pretty much took that step to being considered a top tier team in the AFC, now you're without your starting quarterback. Not that you can't win because you have good pieces, but you want that guy who got you there. You know what I mean? You open the door up for people like Kansas City and things like that because if the Raiders lose and the Chiefs win, the Chiefs, I believe, get the division. So there's that scenario. And then the Raiders, instead of being having a possibility of catching New England, like because if New England falls and the Raiders win, I believe Raiders get home field. in the AFC. So there is some fuckery in the AFC playoff. God damn it. These playoffs are so confusing. But without Derek Carr, you thinking they're probably going to lose. And that opens the door for Kansas City to jump them and be the number 2 seed and get the bye, which means that the Raiders would have to go into the playoffs playing on wild card weekend. And their season could be over like that. Damn, that's fucked up. That injury just really fucked them up. Steelers is still dangerous as hell. I know they haven't had the most consistent of years, but the Steelers they're on a roll right now. Again, the cheerleader has done a great job of putting them back on the right path. They're 6-0 right now in the last 6 games. They're playing good football offensively. The defense is playing more steady. New England's not going to have to cakewalk. In Miami is actually showing, they're kind of impressive. That defense has gotten itself together. The offense is doing enough to help them along. Miami's out there looking good. Should be an interesting playoffs. The only team that I see on the board that I don't really have any faith in is Houston. Because, other than that, it's going to be some good playoff games in the AFC. AFC is going to be really good. But NFC, get your shit together, please. Who do I think is going to come out? I honestly don't think the Cowboys or New England are going to come out. Everybody keeps saying Cowboys, New England, Cowboys, New England. Cowboys, I don't know if they're going to make it out. I don't know if they're going to win their first playoff game, even though they got the bye. And then we have to figure out who the other pieces, because if Green Bay wins, you don't count Aaron Rodgers out, who's been there. I know a lot of people tried to say that he was over. The people who saying that he was done when this guy was still putting up better numbers than the majority of the league. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? I guess when you set the bar so high that when you bring it down to, like, when you're extraordinary and you bring it down a notch to exceptional, that's a big drop for people, and they can't fathom it, because the guy still is putting up some, like, fucking really good numbers. He's not. Like, people keep acting like this man is done. He has 4,128 yards and 36 touchdowns, people. This is the man who you said was done. He's only thrown 7 interceptions. So, again, he's going to have a sub-10 interception year. 7 is high for this man. 7 is like a fucking – that's in the – when 7 is looked at as an ordinarily high for you as a quarterback when it comes to throwing interceptions, that's ridiculous. And he still has an over 100 quarterback rating for somebody who's done. A guy who has a career 100-plus quarterback rating, he's done, and he's still putting that up. But he's done to y'all. The fuck is wrong with y'all? I don't get people. People, like, love to react. Like, sure, the team's not as good as it was, but they're older. Their defenses have been in decline anyway. We've seen that over the last few years. And they can't stay healthy. He can't keep a healthy running back. They got their tight end fucking playing running back right now, for God's sakes, people. And I don't get it. I mean, he got Jordy Nelson back, and quiet as kept, Jordy Nelson has had an extraordinary Pro Bowl type season. I know a lot of y'all don't think about it, but that man has 91 catches, 1,191 yards, and 14 touchdowns. He's going to have another 1,000-yard receiver. All he has to do is just get 34 yards to Devontae Adams. He has 10 touchdowns as well, by the way. How's Aaron Rodgers done? The fuck is wrong? I swear, people, y'all react way too fast and don't think sometimes. I really don't get it, but we'll see what happens once we get the pictures settled for the NFC playoffs. Then we'll be able to get a better assessment. But Atlanta, people find them a scary team. Um, I'm not high on Detroit, but if Detroit was to make it, shit, the way they've been playing, they've been gutting out games. So they're out there. Dallas isn't just going to cakewalk through the NFC, regardless of whoever ends up in there. Seattle still is a dangerous team that's been there before. So, yeah, they're not just going to waltz through the NFC, even though they have the best record. Don't count out the rest of the NFC people, please. But anyway, that's sports. Now let's move on to entertainment. Celebrity deaths. We've just lost another well-known celebrity in George Michael at 53. They found him in his home, dead in his sleep. Um, Condolences to his families. It's funny because all year we've been all throwing the, I guess, running joke slash byline of 2016 needs to stop because it's been such a huge grim reaper to celebrities. And I know a lot of people don't understand why some of us have been pointing this out a lot this year. Like for me personally, I just find it weird that we've had so many significant deaths in 1 year. Now, when I say significant, I'm not trying to marginalize celebrities that aren't well known because every year there's a ton of celebrities that pass. Some more notable than others, but for the most part, there's always somebody who's done something that's famous in some way that passes, whether they be writers, inventors, actors, musicians, politicians, what have you. I just feel like this year there have been more notable names, like names that a huge part of the population, not just in this nation but in the world, recognize, like Prince, George Michael, John Glenn, Fidel Castro, Florence Henderson, the mom from the Brady's, Robert Vaughn. There have been some like huge names that a lot of us grew up with and related to over time, or heard a lot about, or maybe have connected to in some way. And I think that's why people have kind of been reacting with the like no 2016 or go to hell 2016, however you want to put it. Because yeah, it just seems like it's a more higher volume of, I guess, top tier celebrities. And I hate to put it that way because yeah, it sounds bad. But the reality is, some people are more famous than others or stand out more to people. It's no different than with families. Like I was saying to a friend, how certain family members can pass and you're like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But if you weren't close to them, you're not going to like be torn up or react in a demonstrative manner because you didn't have any type of knowledge really, or felt like you had any type of relationship with them. Whereas again, somebody like Alan Thicke, a lot of people probably feel like watching Growing Pains, that was something that they loved as a kid, and the lessons that they gave, and him being the TV dad, he kind of was an admirable figure for them growing up. And it's like they lost a play dad type of thing, even though he was just a dad on TV. You know what I mean? So it's stuff like that. But it's been crazy. Still a few days left in 2016 as of this recording. So yeesh. Crazy. But 2016, as I said in the year in review, has just been a year to remember and forget, with all the political stuff, all the social angst. Just wow, crazy year. And the celebrity death, I think more than anything, with just like that extra stuff. It was like with all the stuff like Brexit, the U.S. election, the police shootings, be it them shooting innocent people or people going after policemen and killing them for no reason, or the the LGBT thing in North Carolina and their craziness. Just all types of like retarded stuff going on that these celebrity deaths, I guess, kind of were like stuff to help compound the misery of this year. Because yeah, I have to say for me, it's like, damn, this year's been messed up on all those fronts, and we lost Prince. Damn it, you know what I mean? That type of thing. So, yeah, crazy year, crazy year, crazy year. Condolences to all the celebrities and everybody who lost someone. To be quite honest, because I know how it is. It's rough losing someone that you care about and you love. We all experience it, but still, my heart goes out to you for those who lost someone in 2016. So now to gaming, which is going to be the last thing, and then we'll wrap this episode up. And by the way, thank you to everybody who's watched the VOD or who's downloaded or just listened to the podcast on SoundCloud, Stitcher, um, iTunes, Google Play, however you got a hold of our show. We appreciate it. The follows, tremendous. Love you guys for doing that. Just thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hopefully we'll be more consistent in 2017 and be able to provide you with much more content. I am working on adding a couple of more shows to this so we can expand. One, I'll probably cut the preview later. It'll be another solo project, but I will also talk about a group project that I've done before on my personal YouTube channel, but I want to move that over here for you guys. That way we can just keep all the podcasts here. And that way they can all get uploaded to iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, so people can have a choice of audio or video, however they want to do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the plan. That is the plan. Anyway, now, there's a discount for something. I'm sorry, reading something. Anyway, that's great radio to be like distracted by something. It's been a rough week, people. Forgive me. Gaming 2017. Now, I thought gaming in 2016 was pretty solid. I had some great experiences. Looking back, like Mafia 3, Uncharted. Still need to play Final Fantasy 15. I hear that's a really good game. But we had some really solid releases. Had some downers, of course. Yeah, downers that kind of picked up too. I know Division rubbed people the wrong way at first, but apparently now the survival mode has breathed new life into it. I know the burial of Battleborn, which was a big thing because Overwatch just came through and just swamped that game. I hear mixed feelings on Gears of War 4, which another game I need to play. Some people say it's bad, some people say it's good. I find that interesting. Also, Quantum Break was another game was considered a disappointment, but I heard some people say it was okay, it was solid. But overall, I still think that 2016 had some really good experiences for people to play. It wasn't the best of years, but it was a really good year, in my opinion. That being said, 2017 is shaping up to be better if you look at the landscape at what's coming out. Yeah, like for me, can't wait for Red Dead Redemption 2. Even though I didn't want it, I still love that setting, and I'm curious to see what Rockstar is going to do with that setting. I prefer it over GTA because I feel like it's a much more immersive experience to be put in a different era rather than just doing the same thing that you've done in all GTAs and every GTA that released. That's just how I feel about GTA. They're all the same thing. People complain about repetitiveness in games, and I just find that weird because GTA is the ultimate to me in repetitiveness. Yes, They have solid, memorable characters, and the writing can be good. But for the most part, you look at the gameplay and overall package. What you get in one GTA is what you're going to get in the next. Just a different city, but not too much different. I'm hoping that this isn't what we're going to get with Red Dead. That Red Dead is going to just expand and add more flavor to it. I hope it just doesn't be the same running standard that we get with GTA. Um, but still looking forward to it. Of course, there's Mass Effect Andromeda. Everybody's looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Horizon Zero Dawn. Nice to see Guerrilla do something that's not Killzone. I've never been a big fan of Killzone, so I'm very, very curious to see what they do with the third-person adventure genre. It looks great. It seems interesting as a story. I just hope they execute it well. I was saddened by the delay of South Park, The Fractured But Whole, but I'm excited about getting South Park, The Fractured But Whole. So yeah, can't wait for that to come out. Another game just popped on my radar after I played the demo. Near Automata. That's a really good demo, so that's probably something I might be looking forward to. I've been told I need to check out Persona. Persona 5 is going to be out there. What else is it going to be dropping next year? It's just a huge list. If you're into the Souls-like game, you got Neo. That's coming out. Resident Evil 7, which everybody seems to love the demo, so that's going to be one of the first games to drop. It comes out in January. I think Outlast 2 too is going to come out to rival it as well. So yeah, you got a lot of things on the plate for 2017. I could go on and on because I'm sure there's more stuff that I'm forgetting, but I'm glad I'm forgetting because beyond the stuff that's already been pretty much confirmed for next year, you got the stuff that you don't know, like Days Gone, God of War. What else do we not know release date for? Possibly the Final Fantasy VII remake, Kingdom Hearts 3. Jeez, there's a lot of potential for 2017 to just be a ridiculous, really ridiculous year. Hopefully it is. Can't wait to see what these producers are going to, these developers are going to bring to the table. But definitely Red Dead, Horizon Zero Dawn, South Park are up there. Mass Effect Andromeda is up there as well. Oh, MLB, the show 17, the Ken Griffey thing going with the classic mode. Can't wait to see that. Looking forward to 2017. Definitely looking forward to 2017 and gaming. Hopefully you guys are too. Hopefully it's something that you really will enjoy. Because I enjoyed 2016. I would definitely enjoy 2017 if these games live up to what they seem to are going to be. And then we still got the surprises, people. We still got GDC and E3, PAX East. Shit, they might announce some of that PAX South. Gamescom, all these conferences where they can drop bombs on us. We're going to get the Xbox Scorpio, Microsoft new system. So who knows what bombs they're going to drop on that. Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting year in 2017 for gaming. So get ready, gamers. Okay, so let's wrap this up now. Editorial, which is basically me just wishing all of you guys a wonderful end to 2016. I hope you've had a special year. Wasn't so good to me, but it did spawn some great things like the His Point Review podcast, like the Wise Guy Digest, the interviews that I did with the Wise Guy cast, and just this channel as a whole. Hopefully, like I said before, we'll get more consistent, add you more content, do more wonderful things, and expand this, and just make it a much bigger year in 2017 for Wise Guy Gaming, Sports, and Entertainment. But I hope you guys had great success. If you didn't, it's okay, because as I said in the editorial I did on my other channel, There's always hope, and that's the thing. No matter how bad things can get, there's always a chance for them to get better. You have to keep that hope. You have to keep in your mind that there is a way to fix things. Don't think that it will always be horrible, that it'll always be bad. It won't. Things will get better in life. 2017 could just be that year that could be the greatest in your life, bring you all the things you want. And, I wish that upon you. That is my biggest thing. I don't do resolutions because I just don't believe in trying to set yourself up for breaking promises like that. If there is a resolution I ever do, is to continue to try to be better and to continue to improve myself. I think that's a goal that we should all hold, not call it a resolution, but that's just what we should always want to strive to be, is to be better people and to improve ourselves on a day-by-day basis, not just when January 1st comes up and make that declaration. This is how we should live our lives, in my opinion. But yeah, I wish much success, happiness, joy to all of you, to your loved ones. Hope that 2017 brings everything that you want. Or if you've already got that, I hope it continues to provide that to you. I wish the best for all of you. That's just the bottom line. And I thank you all for the bottom of my heart for the positive things that you brought me in my life in 2016. Your support on this channel, your support on the Black Megas channel, your support on my Black Megas Twitch, positive things you said to me on Twitter and all that. Just love you all. Appreciate you all. I'm sure my co-hosts agree with that as well and would say the same thing to you. Just look forward to more stuff. Look forward to better stuff. And hopefully we can keep you guys around and keep you entertained. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And much success and happy 2017. So with that said, that's it for Wise Guy Digest episode 11. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, feel free, if you don't want to watch the video, or well, at this point you've watched it, but hey, I said in the beginning, I'll say it at the end just to reiterate, you can download this on Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or iTunes in audio form. So if you want to carry any of our podcasts around, that's how you do it. Just subscribe to one of those and you'll be able to get notified, so you can either stream or download the MP3 and you can listen to us on the go. You don't have to be sitting at your computer or laptop or what have you, trying to connect to the internet wherever you're at. Just download it, take it with you, and enjoy. So thank you to everybody who's given support and love. All the descriptions to the things I mentioned will be down below. So please feel free to click those links. And if you haven't subscribed to Wise Guy Gaming, Sports, and Entertainment, and if you enjoyed what you heard, please subscribe. We're going to be doing this every week. You'll get different podcasts all throughout, some bi-weekly, some weekly. We'll always keep material coming up for you guys so that you can be entertained, okay? All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Again, happy 2017. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. All that good stuff. Be well. Peace.